Hello there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jared, and today is the day. The Premier League has returned, and we're kicking things off in real life with the match. Crystal Palace against Arsenal. But before that comes to a conclusion, I thought I'd release this video, which is my Premier League predictions, and my brother Jason, his Premier League predictions as well. We've got them written down on our phones, and we're just going to go through the league table, the Golden Boot winner, top assister, player of the year, young player of the year, manager of the year, and the first manager that we think is going to get the sack. So, starting with the league table, in 20th position, I've put Bournemouth. Who have you gone for?
I too have gone for Bournemouth in 20th.
Yeah, I think this is a fair prediction. I think most people have Bournemouth in their bottom three at least. Most people have them rock bottom. I think that's understandable. They've just been promoted. It doesn't appear like they've made that many signings. They've got one of the least valuable teams in the league. An inexperienced Premier League manager in Scott Parker. I just see them going down, and I don't see them putting up much of a fight either, to be honest.
I agree.
Okay, yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I didn't agree, why would I have put the same answer?
Oh, fair. Right, let's look 19th. I've gone for Leeds.
In 19th, I've also got Leeds.
Yeah, I think the loss of Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, two huge losses for Leeds. And I know they've invested some of that money back into the team with the signings of like Tyler Adams and those sorts of players. They're alright signings, but they're not proven in the Premier League. They could hit the ground running, absolutely be amazing. But I think Calvin Phillips especially is a difficult one to replace for Leeds. And especially since they struggled last season, they barely stayed up. I think they'll struggle again this year, and I think it'll just be too much for them, and I think they'll go down.
Yeah, I completely agree. They just got rid of like some of their best players, and they didn't even do that well last year, so I don't see them staying up.
Okay, so 18th, I've gone for, and this might be slightly controversial, and the fans of this club are going to hate me for it. I've gone for Everton.
That is bold. I think mine might be even bolder than mine. I think I might get some stick for this, but I've put Aston Villa in 18th.
Right, you want to explain yourself first? I think yours is a bit more out there.
Mine's definitely more out there, and it's honestly the bottom half of the table. I found this season it was the most difficult season to predict of at least the past decade, and it just came down to it, and I was just like, who am I going to put there? I just put Aston Villa.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens, but I'm not fully expecting it to.
Yeah.
But if it does, then I can say I'm the one that predicted that when no one else did.
Yeah, I think fair. I don't think you've really got a reason for it. I've gone for Everton. I think they struggled last season. They sold Richarlison, who was their best player last season, pretty much. And the signing of James Tarkowski from Burnley is a good signing. If he can tighten up the defence, they might be okay. We're yet to really know how Frank Lampard will get on with this Everton side. They've been up and down a bit in terms of form since he took over. Pre-season's not looked good, so I've snuck them in at 18th. I think they will just about get relegated. Next up is 17th. I've gone for Fulham.
I've got Brentford in 17th.
Okay, so I've gone for Fulham in 17th. I think this is the year they stay up and they break that yo-yo kind of curse, if you want to call it that. They've gone up and down a few seasons in a row. Marco Silva is now in charge. I believe that's his name. If not, I butchered that and I'm sorry. I know his last name is Silva. He used to be at Watford, he used to be at Everton, I know that. He was alright, he's an alright level Premier League manager. Kind of lower mid-table kind of area. So I think with the what they've got, if Mitrovic can hit the ground running in the Premier League for the first time in his career, then it'll be great. I think they'll just about stay up. It'll be close, and it'll probably go down to the final day, but I think they're going to nip Everton to stay into the league.
I've got Brentford in 17th, purely just down to the fact that I don't think they're that good of a team compared to everyone else. And I know that they can play some good football, but when it comes down to it, I don't know if they're going to be able to compete to get high up. And like, obviously last season they finished in the bottom half, I think 13th or 14th around there. And I haven't heard of any signings that they've made that. They probably have made some, but I haven't heard of any. And I feel like I would if they had made any big signings. So I don't really see any change going there. So
yeah, and obviously the loss of Christian Eriksen's huge.
Yes, of course.
Right? They were on a bit of a downward slope until he came in. And then he kind of steadied the ship for them, to be completely fair. To be Thomas Frank with you. So the loss of him is quite a big one, and it could put them in trouble, to be fair. Yeah.
I hated that pun.
It was very bad. But if you liked that pun, comment Thomas Frank in the comments. Why not? Let's look. In 16th, I've got Southampton.
Yeah, that's fair. I've got Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. You want to explain yours?
They're a newly promoted side. They have made some good signings, so I don't expect them to go down, but I'm not sure quite how high up they're going to be able to get. That's why I put them in 16th.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair enough, to be honest. I've gone for Southampton. I think they've not done anything that impresses me, to be honest. They've made a few signings that I rate, like Romeo Lavia from Man City. As a Man City fan, I think that's a great signing for them. Gavin Bazunu as well. If he can hit the ground running and be a good level Premier League keeper, then fair play. A great signing for them. But I do think they'll struggle. I think they'll be in the relegation battle this year. And I see them staying up, but in 17th. Not 17th, 16th. I said that wrong. It's all good. We move on to 15th, and this is where I've got Brentford.
This is where I've got Everton.
Okay.
So I think we've just got them the other way around, haven't we?
Well, no,
no, you had Everton in the relegation.
Yeah. So Brentford again, like I said, it's mainly the loss of Christian Eriksen. Although I don't see them dropping too far. I think they're a decent enough side that they can stay up without him.
My reasoning for Everton is basically just yours, but just I don't quite think they're going to drop as far as relegation. I think they can hang on.
Okay. So then 14th, I've got Aston Villa.
I've got Palace.
Okay, you want to explain yours?
I didn't really have a reasoning behind this one. It just kind of came down to picking someone to finish there, and it was just Palace that I put. They're a very mid-table team, but sometimes a bit lower down, sometimes a bit higher. I think it's going to be around that kind of area. Maybe they'll finish higher, maybe they won't. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that they are very mid-table. I don't think they're going to be in any real trouble. And then I've put Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard is first full season in charge. For the quality of Aston Villa's squad, I think they're going to do worse than what people expect. They're worse than what they should do. I think it's going to be quite a disappointing season for Villa. I'm not that excited by them. I know a lot of people are hyped by Aston Villa and think they're a really good team. I don't see it, to be honest. So I'll put them in 14th. Then in 13th, moving up in the world, to 13th, I've got Brighton.
I've gone for Fulham.
That's extremely bold.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I just think that this could be their year in the Premier League. This could be the one that breaks their spell of the the yo-yo going up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I also thought they'd break that, but I think it'll be much closer than that.
I think they do have a good enough squad to do it though.
Fair.
But you never know.
Yeah, they've made some good signings as well, like Joao Paulinho from Scotland, that's a huge one. Great little defensive midfielder. I say little, he's absolutely huge. So, yeah, I've put Brighton in 13th. I think they're going to do alright. Solid mid-table season for Brighton. they have let go Ethan really obviously onto Tottenham. He's fine for Tottenham, by the way. But yeah, it does damage Brighton a bit. I still think they play good enough football and they play in a way that's going to keep them safe, in my opinion. So yeah, Brighton 13th for me. So shall we move on now to 12?
Half a shot, mate.
Right, let me get this up. Who have I got in 12? I have Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Who have you got?
Oh, I've got Southampton in 12.
That's bold from you. Put Southampton that high up.
I don't know, I just like Southampton. I
Is
like how they play.
Is that literally just your whole entire logic?
I like their style of football, and I think it's good enough for them to get out there.
You sure?
They have quite a lot. They have a very young squad, so I only see it getting better.
Are you sure about that?
It's my opinion, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're wrong. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, but I'm allowed an opinion. And I just like Southampton, and I think they have a good way of playing. And I like Ralph, even though they have that like one game every season where they lose 9-0.
Yeah, I thought that's enough, to be fair.
Exactly. It's getting better for them.
If you say so.
It can only go up.
If you say so.
In my opinion, they're only going to get better.
Anyway, I've got Crystal Palace. They always seem to finish 12. They don't finish higher than 12, and they don't finish lower than 12. Crystal Palace
Wait, did they
will
fourth last
finish
season?
12.
Did they finish 4th last season?
Yes. And the season before. And the one before that. And I think the one before that as well.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
They
that...
didn't finish 12th in the 20/21 season. They finished 14th. You liar.
Nah.
Season before that, they finished 14th again.
Well, they went 12 last time, so...
Okay, in 18-19 they were 12th.
Yeah, see?
The past 4 years they finished 14th twice and 12th twice, which is both our power predictions.
12.
And
12.
14th.
Next up, in 11th, this is potentially my favourite one. One of them. Nottingham Forest. I'm not going to expand until you've mentioned your team.
I think mine may finish higher, but I've got them in 11th. I've got Newcastle. Because they've started to make the signings, but I'm not sure if they're going to be ready to push higher just yet. I think next season is going to be the season where they've really pushed for it.
I think you're quite far off there. I think Newcastle will have a good season. But yeah, Nottingham Forest, I've put that high up. Steve Cooper, one hell of a manager. What a job he's done at Forest. What a job he did at Swansea, to be fair, the season before. He almost got them promoted, but then didn't. Got Forest promoted, he went that step further, made some very good signings, so it looked like a good bit of transfer business from Forest. I think it's enough to definitely stay up. I've gone quite high, it's a bold prediction. Put him in 11th. My granddad would be happy with that prediction from me. He thinks they're going to do very well. So I'm going to go with him on that one. I'm going to trust my granddad. And I'm putting him high up. And I'm putting him in 11th.
Our granddad does no ball, in fairness.
Yeah. He's not gay. Just put that out. He's not supposed to say that.
I thought we were going any further with that.
Right, in 10th, who have you got?
I've got Wolves.
I've got Wolves as well.
They're just a very 10th place team, aren't they?
I think that's the way they're looking this season.
The only way I can describe Wolves is with the number 10. In terms of league position. I don't know what. They just strike me as they're going to finish 10th.
Right, you're giving me some trouble in the mind here, mate. You're not really backing up your predictions very well, in my opinion.
With the Wolves one, in fact, I have just thought they are a team that are going to finish 12th, not 12th, 10th. I've got the number 12 stuck in my head, that was you.
Oh, I've got on Crystal Palace.
No, I've got.
They'll beat Arsenal
I've got
today.
Wolves there just
But mark this one, Crystal Palace beat Arsenal.
I've got Wolves there just because I think they're a very mid-table team. But I don't see them finishing anywhere
Above.
or too far below, so I've got them in 10th.
Yeah, I think 10th's a relatively safe bet for Wolves. I think they're a good side, obviously, under Bruno Lage. But yeah, I think 10th. Fair. Fair.
It's just Wolves are just 10th.
This season, yeah, I think so. In 9th, I've got West Ham.
I've got Brighton in 9th.
That seems very bold from you. Let's hear more about it.
Their main problem is they keep hitting the woodwork. They don't take the chances enough, and despite not
XGFC.
exactly, despite having not signed any strikers as of yet, I don't think it's going to be as big of a problem this season. I just have a feeling that it's not going to be for them. I have a feeling this is going to be the season that they start taking more chances.
Manifesting it in Brighton fans.
I'm manifesting.
Brighton fans, be happy.
Brighton fans,
Jason's manifesting
this is for
it
you,
for you.
Brighton fans.
I had you down low. Sorry.
Well, yeah,
Sorry.
you would have them down low like they are geographically.
Right, that was not needed.
Geography joke.
I've actually put a table in my notes app somehow. I don't know how
But
I
yeah,
did that.
I just see them doing better than previous years where they haven't really taken as many chances. And obviously there is still time left for them to sign a striker who's going to help them take those chances. But even if they don't, I think they're still going to do quite well.
Yeah, I think the West Ham hype train's going to die down. Well, not hype train, but I think they're just going to go at it again. And they're going to get close to getting Europe again. But I think they're just going to fall short this time. They're a good side, especially under David Moyes. Like, they play great football, and they give the top teams a real run for their money. And that's the thing this season. I think anyone in that top 10 that I predicted could beat any of the other teams in the top 10 on their day. West Ham are a very good side. I just think there are 8 teams better than them this season going into it.
Also with West Ham, with them competing in Europe, you don't... I mean, obviously they were last season as well, but they might try to focus more on the European competition rather than the league, but they don't know.
And in 8th, I've gone for Leicester City.
Oh, everyone's going to hate me for this one, and everyone's going to be calling me biased, but I've got Man United there.
Care to explain?
They're just not very good.
City till we die.
They're just not though, are they?
Make me
Even Man U fans are saying that they're not good anymore.
Fact. It is fact. The fallen off plus ratio, L.
L plus ratio.
Oh. No, I think you're right though. I think Man United, they're not the Man United of old.
Exactly.
Ever since Ferguson left, it's been a downward spiral.
Exactly.
Ten Hag
I don't see it getting better. Ten Hag's come in, but I don't think just having a manager is going to be able to fix Man U's problems.
Yeah, the fans will turn on him when they start losing games. They'll start on his side, and then it'll be the same thing with Ranić, same thing that happened with Ole. Like, they'll turn. They always do.
I know the Man U fans all hate me for predicting him in 8th, but for some reason I just don't see them finishing in a European spot.
Well, in 8th I've got Leicester, and I think they're going to be back. They're going to be back challenging this season. Last season, it weren't great for them. They had injury problems, but now they're back. Hopefully, I don't jinx them and said that they won't have as many injury problems. But they should be alright. Brendan Rodgers is still a top manager. He can do a job, and he'll be pushing up towards those European places. It's going to be very tight this season.
Yeah, I completely agree.
In 7th, I've got Man United here.
I've got Leicester.
Do we
need to explain anymore?
Let's move on. In 6th, I've got Newcastle. And this season coming up is the last season for a long time that Newcastle won't have any European football. They're gonna get into Europe. And I think it'll be close between them and a few teams, but they're gonna get there. They've invested, they've made good signings, it seems like they've spent the money wisely. I think Eddie Howe's a great manager, I think he's gonna do the job, and I think Newcastle this season gonna finish in 6th.
I don't think they could, but obviously we predicted them further down. I think it would go either way for them. It just depends how they do.
Who do you have in 6th?
In 6th, I've got Arsenal. I do think they could finish higher than that, but with it being Arsenal, they do have like that kind of thing where sometimes they just kind of fall off a bit at parts of the season. And I think that's what's going to stop them from getting into Champions League. But I do think they're still going to get either 5th or 6th this season.
Okay.
Obviously, a few very good signings. That front three of Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka is a very strong front three, and I can see them scoring a lot of goals this season.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not that's going to be enough for them to get into Champions League or not.
Yeah, I think that's fair explanation. In 5th, I've gone for Chelsea, and this probably a disappointing outcome for Chelsea if they do get this. But I just think the 4 teams better than them this season. I really do. Obviously, just spent about 62 million on Mark Correa, which seems too much to me for him.
I didn't even know that until you just told me.
Yeah, I think it's too much for him. He doesn't really improve the team. Ben Chilwell, decent. Marcus Alonso, Tuchel seems to like. It just seems like they're adding to a position where they don't need to add. So I don't
Maybe
really
he's
get
just
that
done it
signing.
just because Man City were trying to get him.
Yeah, it just seems they failed to get a lot of their transfer targets this season. Lukaku's gone back to Inter on loan.
He
I
wasn't
think
really-
5th
he
for
wasn't really
Chelsea.
great for Chelsea in fairness.
Well, no, I think 5th for Chelsea.
Fair. But in 5th place for me, I've put West Ham.
Okay.
You said that the hype train's going to die down for them. I think they're going to do well again. I don't really have anything else to say about them other than I think they're just going to keep doing what they're doing and it's going to go well for them.
Fair. Now, crunch time. That's what I'm going to call this. The top 4. Right, in 4th, I've got Tottenham.
I've also got Tottenham.
They're going to get Champions League. They've invested in the right areas, made brilliant signings. The Suma who I mentioned earlier, Perisic is another good one. They've got good signings that they've made. I look forward to watching them play. Kulusevski, Kane, Son, incredible front 3 that. And then you've got Richarlison to add to the mix.
And with the manager's style of play,
Antonio
it's going to work
Conte.
well with it's going to work well, if I can speak, it's going to work very well with Kane up front.
Definitely. He suits that style of play, I think. He'll score, bang. But we'll come back to that. So, in 3rd,
I'd put Chelsea in 3rd.
I'll go for Arsenal.
I don't think their losses are as dramatic as you're thinking of them. I don't think they're going to challenge as much.
Are you forgetting they've not got Rudiger?
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
Who was one of the best centre-backs in the league.
Maybe I forgot that, maybe I didn't. But, they do still have time to
Thiago Silva's hitting on a bit. They've signed Koulibaly, obviously, but I don't think he's near Rudiger level.
I think Koulibaly is a very good top centre-back.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he's top 3 in the league.
Oh, no, not top 3 in the league.
Like Rudiger was.
If I'm being honest, I completely forgot about that.
Well, there you are.
But
knowledge.
But still, I don't think it's going to have that big of an effect on them. I think they're still good enough to compete for a Champions League spot. I don't think they're going to be competing as much for the title, though. I think that's definitely a 2-horse race.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
I think we all know who those 2 horses are.
Yeah. And in 2nd, I've gone for
Liverpool. Yeah.
Same.
Man City just have the edge.
Yeah, I think we've got the edge. It's maybe a bit biased, but I think...
Who cares? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right?
My prediction. Our prediction. You might say we're biased being Man City fans, but City are going to win the league. Liverpool are coming second.
You have to back your own team.
Yeah. You have got to back your own team. And to be honest, there's not a real load of difference in between the 2 teams. I'd say they're about level. But just because of the squad depth, I mentioned it towards
Man City have that squad depth that Liverpool are starting to get, but they're not quite there yet. And if injuries happen with Liverpool, which are quite likely, especially with all of their players having asthma pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see them having issues if they have injuries.
Yeah. So that concludes the league table. Now...
Well, that's not the end of it, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
not the end of this predictions video. We've got the second part of this predictions video.
I'm scrolling down the
We're
next
starting off with the top goal scorer. Who've you got?
top goal scorer, I reckon it's going to be Salah.
Mo Salah.
Every season upon season, he scores bags of goals. And I don't see that changing.
Okay. I've gone for Harry Kane. And this is very much into the way I think that he's going to fit into Antonio Conte's system. I think he's going to benefit greatly from the system. I think him and Son, they always work well together anyway. But I think now, with the Conte system, he's going to do wonders for him. He's going to get loads.
I do think the running for the top scorer cup will be very close again this season. Obviously, last season with it being a draw, I could see that happening again. Maybe even more than just two people on the same amount of goals. But I do think it's going to be close for who's going to get the most goals.
Yeah, I agree. And then top assist.
I've gone for Trent.
Okay, 2 Liverpool ones. I've gone for KDB.
As much as it does hurt me to put Liverpool players in, they are very much just a team that usually rely on like one or two playmakers and scorers, I think, who get the majority of their goals. Obviously, they do have other players scoring goals as well and getting assists, but I do think they have like one or two main assisters and goal scorers. And Trent's one of them, obviously, on set pieces, crossing it in from deep. I do think he's going to get the assists this season.
Okay, yeah, I've gone for KDB, I think.
I think he got up there last season as well, Trent.
Yeah, he did. I'm off KDB. Reason. Erling Haaland. And that's it.
Moving on.
Moving on to Player of the Year.
Well, I have a counter-argument with yours, though.
Not them.
With Man City, we spread out our goals and assists
The assist less so, though.
The assists less so, but still, it's fairly equal, like, across the team.
I would like to raise that season where KDB got 20 assists.
Fair enough.
That's the counter to your counter. So moving on.
But what if De Bruyne gets injured again?
It's a prediction, man. I'm not taking into account injuries. Sorry about that.
Injuries don't happen.
It's not ruining everything, honestly.
Okay, I will
Right.
stop.
Moving on. Player of the Year. I've gone KDB.
That was my impression of Erling Haaland.
I thought you were having a moment there. To be honest.
Maybe I was, you never know.
Maybe you were.
That was just my impression of Erling Haaland.
I don't see how Haaland will get Player of the Year if he's not top goal scorer. That's my only issue with that.
He might be top goal scorer, but I just predicted Salah because I wanted to predict.
So how would you predict it? Salah top goal scorer and then Haaland Player of the Year? I don't think that's very realistic. It could happen.
Player of the Year isn't all about who gets the most goals.
I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying for a striker to get it, you'd expect them to probably be the top goal scorer. Like, I've got KDB for his all-round play and the number of assists he's going to get. He's breaking 20 assists.
I'm not saying Haaland's not... I think Haaland could be one of the people, like, challenging for top scorer. Obviously, putting in the numbers I did in the Bundesliga. Of course, a less competitive league than the Premier League, but I still think, like, when we've seen him in the Champions League against English sides, he's done very well, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, the youngest player to get, like...
Fastest player to get
the 20 Champions League goals, yeah.
Yeah, but Champions League is not the Premier League. We're not bothered about that.
I know.
Moving on.
Still,
Moving
I
on.
think he's gonna
Moving on. We haven't got all day. We've got to get this edited and then put out for the people, to you, the viewers.
Yeah, you guys.
Hope you're enjoying it. Young Player of the Year.
I think I've definitely gone quite biased here, but after seeing him against Liverpool not too long ago, Julian Alvarez is my bet for Young Player of the Year.
I've gone for Bukayo Saka. I think it's going to be a pivotal point for Arsenal, and he's going to help guide them to third in the league.
Alvarez looked very good in that match against Liverpool, and with Pep saying that he was going to be a big part of his plans, I think that could see him becoming at least the nominee for Young Player of the Year this year.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Maybe I am being biased, but...
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. And then we come to Manager of the Year. I've gone for Eddie Howe, bringing Newcastle up into the European play.
If they do finish,
he's the Manager of the Year.
If they do finish where you've predicted, fair play, and I do think he will be Manager of the Year. But for me, I've got David Moyes.
Yeah, again, if they come fifth, maybe. But he didn't get it last few years, and he got him that high. So
I know.
He just doesn't seem to have that hype around him. He should. He's like very underrated, it would appear.
Yeah, like He probably won't win it, but I think he did.
He probably did
will
deserve it.
to. Yeah, I think he has deserved to recently.
But it is what it
Maybe,
is.
maybe this year will be his year. That's why I predicted him.
Maybe.
Because it's who I think should deserve it if they do finish in 5th.
Maybe. Moving on to the final prediction. The first manager to get the sack.
3, 2, 1. Scott
Scott
Parker.
Parker. For Bournemouth. I was between a few. I was between Scott Parker, Jesse March, or Frank Lampard.
I was between Jesse Marsh and Scott Parker, but I went for Scott Parker in the end. Just because I think he's been at Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's been at Bournemouth
Jesse has
longer.
been at Leeds. So,
Yeah. That's the same reason why I've not done Frank Lampard or Jesse March.
yeah.
Scott Parker, Bournemouth, coming rock bottom, sacking the manager fairly early
Who
on.
knows? Maybe they sack him early on if he's lost the first 10 games. Maybe not 10. Maybe even if they lost. If they don't pick up many points in the first 10 games, if they sack him and bring in a manager, they might be able to save it. But I don't see it happening.
Not happening.
I don't see it happening.
Bournemouth, you're down. I'm
Bournemouth,
sorry,
you're down.
but you're down.
Yeah.
You're down.
The
I
cherry-
can't wait for him to stay up, and this will look really embarrassing. But Bournemouth, you're down.
In these prediction videos, you got to put all your eggs in the basket, though, aren't you?
You are. Well, that does conclude this video today. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and leave some of your predictions down below in the comments. And don't forget, comment Thomas Frank. That's the comment of the day. Don't be afraid to subscribe and share the video with your friend if you have enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you never miss
Share
a
it with your
video.
nan as well, and your granddad.
Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. My name has been Jared, and that's my brother Jaden, and I'm out.
Peace.
Goodbye.